Yeah. So before we dive into our number one choice for the top five horror films, we we do want to give a shout out to our honorable mention. So, what's your honorable mention for this?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of really good stuff with this. I think the one of the big ones, like I really like Poltergeist. I absolutely like that movie because I just like the way how the family, like they're in this house that's showing all this haunted stuff. Their child gets sucked up into another dimension, and I like how like they just kind of live at the house. Like they just kind of like, oh, cool, this is gonna happen, the lights are gonna flicker 3 times. Like it's just kind of bizarre to think about how they just kind of accept that the house is haunted and they're just kind of living there, but they don't want to leave because obviously they're interested in saving their kid. And so many iconic scenes, Carol Ann and Don't Go Towards the Light, and like I said, I just really love that. And there's just so many good ones. Like I love Jaws. That's another one I really really like. And I mentioned kind of at the beginning of the podcast, Predator, right? Which, I guess some people consider horror. I love that movie. I don't know if I quite put it in that, but just another movie. So there is a ton of stuff out there that is really, really strong. So yeah, I guess those are, a few of my honorable mentions.
Well, mine, one's going to include The Wolfman, the 2010 film with Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins. I know it's a movie that a lot of people shit on. The critics really, really didn't like it, but
I didn't like it either.
But but I just find myself drawn to the story just because of the fact that I'm a sucker for werewolf movies. Not to mention from a filmmaker standpoint, just the way that they're the way that they're filming the movie, as well as the locations that they're filming it, is just riveting for me. Let's see. I guess I guess another one that would that I would give a shout out to, and I know this is one that many not people would be too familiar with. It's going to be Wreck, and it's a Spanish horror movie about an infection that breaks out in an apartment building where everybody's slowly being turned. Basically, it was the basis for what was that American version made? Was it Quarantine?
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be out. It's like a shot by shot. But yeah, I'm sorry. Continue. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that movie just absolutely terrified me. I watched it in college, and I mean, and I thought at that point nothing would ever scare me. Like I would just watch all these other movies and be like, yeah, whatever. My blood ran cold when I saw that. Saw that movie, and the scene that really, really disturbed me was when they actually saw the girl. She was this like tall, emaciated figure with stringy black hair. Oh my god, I'm shivering just thinking about it. Like, I would put it on the list, but then that means I have to find footage of it, and I don't want to find any more footage of that movie. I guess one other horror film that I would put on my list of honorable mentions. I'm going to say Underworld, because technically it's not really horror, it's more of an action movie, but the fact that you're including supernatural figures such as werewolves and vampires just going at it and fighting each other, I mean, that's enough for me to call it horror. I know there are people out there who are going to have a much more strict definition, but I like to be generous in how I define horror. That goes on my list too. I watch that movie every October.
Yep, got Kate Beckinsale in it. Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't hurt, especially when she's wearing that skin tight leather outfit.
But yeah, I will just say, please watch Wreck. Don't watch the American version because
do not watch Quarantine because you are not going to be scared at all.
Yes, Wreck was definitely a lot better. So please, and not to create a story about that, but like it bothers me like how it was just like the same thing. Like I don't know what was going on there. Something was very weird. But yes, please watch Wreck. Don't support whatever Quarantine.
Well, I was
going to do it like that.
Well, I was going to say, because Wreck, the cause of the infection was a demonically possessed girl who...
Correct, yes.
Who was basically spreading her possession to all these other people, whereas with Wreck, Quarantine, I think it was like a zombie virus.
Correct. Yes, they did tweak it just enough, really, just at the end though, because they took out all the religious stuff. But yeah, please watch Wreck. Do that.